All right. So thanks everyone for coming to this Not Quite a Lecture info session for our winter season. So first, let me just briefly say a few words about what Not Quite a Lecture is. So as we're a program uh, that is in the physics department, and our goal is to just try and promote uh, students at the high school level to study STEM, get them interested in physics or chemistry or any related subjects. And how we do this is we have undergraduate students prepare talks in physics, chemistry, astronomy, or biology, or kind of related subjects, and then they go to high schools and present these talks in front of regular high school students in classes. So that is kind of our hope for this program, that you coming to this session will then go on and write a talk and go and present it at a high school. So a few points about this. The talk length is usually expected to be about 40 to 45, maybe 50 minutes, plus there's some time for questions, and then that's usually good. I'd say below 40 is maybe a bit too short, but above 40 you could have in principle a longer talk. But once again, don't worry too much about the length. As long as you have an idea, time will fill itself up. Key point is that you are going to be most likely presenting to grade 11 students, grade 12 students who are taking some grade 11 physics course, grade 12 physics course, and kind of if you're doing a talk in chemistry or biology, you can replace the word physics with chemistry or biology, and it's all about all the same. And I would say that for the most part, especially if you're presenting to a grade 11 class, students are going to be at best familiar with some basic kinematics and maybe, something about vectors um, in R2, maybe R3, but they're not going to be familiar with anything like calculus, linear algebra, or, really anything that's not, basic algebra. Like they can maybe solve, know the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations, but that's about it. And for that reason, your talks should really be as self-contained as possible. But at the same time, they should really go beyond what you would expect to learn in a high school setting. There should really be some kind of new idea for high school students. And so that's kind of roughly your goal. And yeah, possible talk topics. We don't necessarily have that many restrictions on it. Um, Here's just some suggestions which you could talk about. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's somehow physics, chemistry, biology, astrophysics related. And the most important thing is that you can talk about this thing with enthusiasm and kind of get other people excited about it, and that you really have something interesting to say about the topic. So that's the main thing. At the same time, it would be quite good, regardless of what your topic is, just to prepare in case people ask at the end, like some basic things of like, how is it studying physics or chemistry at U of T or in a university in general? How is it different from high school? Maybe just have some sense of what to answer with these kind of more just general life questions, because often in the Q&A period, kind of after the talk, especially grade 12 students, they start asking you more about university because they're applying at about the same time, and so they might be interested in that as well. But yes, possible topics are, anything as long as it's STEM related and you can be enthusiastic about it. Particularly, actually, we've had some very good talks in the past about the history and philosophy of science, and that's always a good topic to discuss. Okay, so the next steps of the program. How does this all work? So roughly, starting about mid next week till about midway to the last week of to the first week of February, we're going to have workshops. During these workshops, you'll kind of have a chance to bounce some ideas off of our workshop advisors, get some feedback from them, improve your talk, right? Then you would actually give the talk during reading week, which I think this year is the week of February 16th. That's the idea. And so after you do workshops, then if your talk gets approved, then we will send out like a list of talks we're offering this year to high school teachers, and then they will kind of pick whatever, I want this person, this person, this person, and then we'll send out matches between you and teachers, like which school requested you, not by, but on February 10th. I should say on February 10th. And then you can discuss with the teacher personally of like what time during reading week is best for you, and so on and so forth. So a bit more details about these workshops. There's 2 workshops that you have to complete, workshop 1 and workshop 2, and they have slightly different purposes. During workshop 1, the goal would be for you to kind of present a general outline of your talk and give a rough description of I want to talk about this, then this, then this, then this. And the main idea behind this first workshop is to make sure that your talk has, some kind of central theme that you're trying to convey to your audience, and that there's at most one central theme, so your talk doesn't try and do too much. That's kind of the main goal of this. Even if you aren't entirely sure of exactly what it is you want to talk about, you can still come to a workshop, and if you have some ideas, kind of get advice from the workshop advisors. Maybe if you don't have time to finish your talk entirely this semester, that's okay. If you do the workshops this semester, that might be helpful, and then maybe next semester you can complete your talk, and that's fine too. So yes, please do make use of our workshops. Yeah, so workshop 1 is you just prepare a general outline to understand like what your central theme is, and so on and so forth. During workshop 1, after hearing your outline, the workshop advisors will ask you for workshop 2, for the next workshop, they'll ask you to prepare a really particular section from your outline. So suppose you have an outline where you say, I'm going to talk about A, B, C, D, E, F. And then during workshop 1, the workshop advisor will say, for next time for workshop 2, could you please present, point D of your outline in as much detail as possible. So during workshop 2, you're going to have like a section of your presentation prepared with as much detail as you possibly can. And then you'll present that, and then you'll get during workshop 2, and then you'll get feedback on that portion of your presentation. So this 25 minutes is really the time for the whole workshop 2 session. It's possible that the portion that you prepare could be shorter than that. That's perfectly fine. Yes, and so during workshop 2, the workshop advisors that are present will either approve your talk for this season, or ask you to, maybe give you more advice and ask you to try another workshop later in the future, and that's fine too. That's okay. Sometimes like people just don't have time to fully complete their talk. It's still good to come to a workshop to get as much feedback as you can, because we do have some fairly experienced workshop advisors who've worked at this program for a while, and we also have graduate students now helping out. So that's very good. All right, and so that's really it. After you've completed your workshop and your talk got approved, you get added to the mailing list. A list of talks gets sent out to teachers. And then once teachers have had some time to indicate which talks they're interested in, we send out matches, and then you go to the high school during reading week. The other thing is, if you have your talk approved at some workshop, then you can present the same talk in kind of future semesters without needing to go through the whole workshop system, unless you would like, your talk to be workshopped more. Okay, that's really all I have to say. I guess I'll stop the recording here and take any questions. Hi, yes, just kind of going back, small comment that I forgot to mention, that sign up for workshops is going to be sent out on Tuesday next week, and there will be a few time slots available throughout the weeks, and you just sign up for the time slot that you would like to attend for the workshop. And most of these will be in person, but there will also be some online time slots. And yeah, those will be released next week, Tuesday. Right. And also, one thing I forgot to mention is that if you write a talk and it gets approved at the workshop too, then you will get CCR credit, even if you don't present this talk. So, yeah. All right. Thank you.